Welcome in Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville joining us live here from the Capitol. Senator, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. If we could just get your reaction there to Mike Carter's report. We were watching this debate tonight between Harris and Trump. Your thoughts, Senator?
Well, I've traveled the country on the last 4 weeks since we've been on recess, and everybody, Democrats and Republicans, are saying, who is Kamala Harris? What does she stand for? She's basically been in the basement for the last 3.5 years. They've hit her out. The few times that she went out and give any kind of interview or speech, it's been awful. It's been terrible. Nobody knows her game plan. And it's been 51 days since they said they placed her in this position, and she refuses to ask questions. The American people need answers. I don't know whether an hour and a half is going to be enough time. President Trump should just give the floor to her and say, okay, what is your policies? Let the American people know. She really doesn't have any, because the policies she has are the ones that they've been running for the last 3.5 years. And folks, we are in bad trouble. Our country is in flames right now, and we can't afford another 4 years of this debacle of the Democrats and the Biden-Harris regime. We can't afford to do it.
Senator, you posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, the following quote: "The closer we get to November 5th, the more Kamala Harris tries to distance herself from her past. But actions speak louder than words. And Kamala's actions show she is a deep state California socialist." What do you think you'll see from her tonight?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, she wants the entire country to be like California. Now, California was one of the prettiest places in the world, not just our country, and they've absolutely destroyed it. And she's more for what is going on in California. Again, the American people, number one, they don't trust Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, even a lot of Democrats. They pushed her in this position. I talked to some of the Democrats in the Senate the last few weeks, and basically this has been planned for the last 4 or 5 months, that she is going to be pushed into this role of being the nominee for the Democratic Party. They did it the wrong way. This is not a democracy, but that's what the Democrats want. They want to be able to dictate what they can do and how they're going to do it, and they're going to try to destroy Donald Trump and America as they go along. But I think President Trump's going to do a great job tonight. He understands. I mean, this guy would give a speech and an interview at a pet store if you asked him to do it. Because he loves going out and telling how he's going to do things in our country. This lady, I don't trust her. I've been around her a little bit, but even a lot of the Democrats on the Senate floor, they don't trust her. They don't like her because they've been around her before, and she is so far left. The American people can't stand any more of this.
Control room, I'm going to go to AA40, this from Axios. Before we let you go, I wanted to ask you about this if I can. Your office blocked the nomination of Lieutenant General Ronald Clark to a top Army role over concerns he knew about Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's hospitalization, never alerted the president about it, which she should have. But it's not the first time you've tried to block military promotions in the past. You've had your reasonings for doing so. Just wanted to see if I could get a comment from you on this. On Clark's other qualifications, many point to the fact that he is very qualified for this role. Can you speak to that as to why you chose to block it?
Hey, you might be qualified, but if you can't make a good decision while you're in a job that's responsible for something, then you got problems. I mean, he was very close to Lloyd Austin. He's on his staff, and he made the decision not to let the Commander-in-Chief, Joe Biden, or anybody else know that he was in the hospital. I mean, we're in a dangerous world, and the Department of Defense needs to be on all cylinders, needs to be hitting on all cylinders. This guy made a decision. I'm not going to tell anybody. We're going to kind of work our way through this, and maybe nobody will find out. He's going to pay the price for this. I'm not going to lift this hold until we have the full review. Now, I'll tell you this. A lot of Democrats are also on the same bandwagon with this. They don't trust what happened in this scenario. The review is going on. It takes forever to get a review done up here. I don't know why, but we'll find out in the long run what's happened. But we're not going to release this hold. We're not going to let him take another position just because he's in that position right now. We need somebody capable of doing the job and being trustworthy.
All right, we have to leave it there. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, thanks for being with us.